to an updated vlog finally, a little video of where we're at. I'm in a little bit of a hurry this morning. I'm just waiting on my coffee to finish perking, and then I'm heading down to meet James. So James and I are going to be talking with our doctor from Chicago because of the whole COVID-19 virus or coronavirus going around. My school where I work has been affected. James is kind of in and out depending. His schedule's kind of a little bit adjusted. So anyways, I'm running down to meet him halfway for this appointment, and we're just trying to make things work the best we can. But I don't want to go without my coffee. I'm pretty anxious, if you can't tell. We haven't talked to the doctor since we found out the news, just because it wouldn't change anything, and we were hit pretty hard with that information, and we just wanted some healing time and grieving time alone before we kind of brought everybody else along through the rest of it. So anyways, I'm gonna try to check on my coffee, and I'll probably see you the next time at school. Okay, so you're here in my office. We're waiting for the doctor to call. Well, just me. James is on his way in. Oh, I see him. He's coming. It's 2 o'clock, and he's supposed to call at 2 o'clock. So, this is nerve-wracking. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Dr. It's Anna and James.
Hi, you guys. How are you doing?
We're okay, hanging in there. Thank you so much for calling.
No, you're welcome. I'll talk to you pretty soon then, okay?
All right, have a good week.
All right. Okay. You guys do stay well.
Yes, you too, sir.
All
Bye.
right. Thanks. Bye.
So I feel like he pretty much said everything that I hoped we would at least go over. And the two questions obviously are, is it the embryo quality or is it the uterus quality?
He didn't expect our transfer not to work. He felt like it was pretty surefire because we had 2 embryos. They were great quality as far as he knew. And my testing on like the uterus was all 5-star ratings.
Yeah.
The thickness of the lining was perfect, textbook, better than textbook, he said. So it kind of, nothing adds up the way it should have come out. You know, we know God had a reason for it, but he we have to look at the science part as well. You know, what's kind of preventing it from happening, so.
And so he recommended, after speaking with the embryologist to make sure that everything was good, which we really don't assume that there was really too many issues with that. But we talked about...
He said there's 2 things we can do differently if he talks to the embryologist and it comes back that there wasn't any severe issue with the embryos, that they noticed like the black spots or dark spots weren't that much to affect it to that extent.
Right.
Then he suggests changing our protocol. Yeah, trying something a little bit different because he said it was such a perfect outcome that it didn't work. So one of those is doing a natural cycle. So just going off of what my body normally produces and kind of timing it correctly without doing all the medications and shots and injections, but with monitoring. And the other part would be a gentle stimulated cycle. And in this part, he suggests doing a biopsy to check receptivity of the uterine lining.
And so I don't really see a reason not to do it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a cost there, but it kind of helps check everything to make sure everything's in place, and it's a whole lot less expensive than going through the actual transfer. So he did say that I guess we need to kind of look into it a little bit more. He did see that it was kind of a big deal. It's probably uncomfortable. I've heard it. A few different people call it different things too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they slightly vary, but
let us know in the comments below if you've had something similar to us. Help us out. Share your story a little bit. Ease our fears. We're trying to be supportive and encouraging and happy through this because we know God's got our plan in His hand. But we are also very anxious because we're human. So if you have any kind of tips or tricks for us, please feel free to reach out and tell us what your thoughts are as far as that goes. So I guess right now, he did say that because of the coronavirus or COVID-19, they, at the end of this month and after their transfers are done, they are not taking any more embryo transfers. That's sad. So they're kind of shutting down indefinitely until they hear from the government that they can kind of move forward. So they're just trying to finish up the last few people that they have. We finally got to a place where I felt like we're ready to kind of start moving forward.
yeah.
And now to hear that.
Because there's going to be probably a back order of everybody who wants to do it in April, May, and so maybe it gets pushed, but we'll see.
But in a positive note, I'm thankful that he doesn't want to just try again and push it, because I do want to know, I've always had that, I think every woman before you go into a transfer, drop your phone.
Yeah.
I think they want to know, is there something wrong with me or whatever. So we still have 5 embryos left, but we're not comfortable moving forward without blinking an eye, especially when he thinks that maybe there's some tests or checks we can do, not knowing that something else could be an underlying condition or cause to where they're not working. I don't want to just scrap the next couple embryos just to see if it works. I want their little souls and lives to have a fighting chance. And I'm thankful that we have a doctor that's looking at all of the outcomes, no matter how it makes me feel. Of course, it hurts a little bit because you're always scared that, you're scared that they're going to find something else wrong. And that could make it a little bit harder. But I'm thankful to check it out and to see. And we have time to do that now because, they're not transferring. But I think that hopefully some places will still stay open to testing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think they're still, he said, I think they're still going to be doing testing and other things.
Yeah.
Just not FETs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a catch-22 because we truly do believe that God's in control and God is going to choose the right time for us. But at the same time, we want to make sure we're doing everything we can, and
so emotional.
We feel a responsibility to make sure that we're doing everything to, I guess, to make sure the percentages are as good as possible. Mm-hmm. But we know that it's not in our hands. But
right. Just to recap, right now they're not doing any embryo transfers because of the coronavirus outbreak. At the end of this month, they're closing that section down.
Yeah.
He's going to check with our embryologist on the embryo report officially just to kind of see what their 100% outlook was, because he wasn't aware of the dark spots on the embryos because another doctor had done our transfer and that wasn't in our initial report. Now, we're not going to put blame on anybody. It's just the way that it happened. Of course, he just didn't know. So I'm thankful that he's calling them, going to find out within the next week, get more details on that for us. So that's good. Yeah. Third, his opinion is that if the embryos came back and they said, yeah, they just had dark spots, but they were both really great quality and it should have worked, then his opinion is, well, something needs to be changed, and we're going to try to talk to him about those 2 different options for the next cycle, either natural or gentle stimulated, and then also that option of doing a biopsy of your lining to test receptivity for embryos. So,
and I guess the third option is we could do the same thing again, and he mentioned that, but
he wasn't gung-ho on that though idea.
He probably won't do that.
Right.
I'm glad with the talk. I'm glad with everything he said. I'm glad he's trying to be proactive and also checking with the embryologist lab. that being said, I'm happy with him. I'm happy he answered all the questions we had. There's so many things out there that I think really have no meaning, and we always ask the doctors, and they're like, no, that's just like an old wives' tale or something.
Yeah, and he was very gentle about it, though.
Right. He's not
he
pompous
doesn't make
like
you feel like an
a lot of
idiot, if
doctors,
that makes
but,
sense. Yeah, we like him a lot.
But yeah, I think we basically went over everything, and I'm happy, and we're gonna continue thinking about it, praying about it, but I see us again possibly doing the
Biopsy.
Okay, guys, we appreciate you staying with us, commenting, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. So we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.